Thank you, everybody, for coming. This is definitely something different. I'll keep it very short. Thank you all the media for coming. Mange tak und Dankeschön.
Thank you, Dankeschön. Tack så mycket.
Eric. What we have here is one of my latest patents. It's a multi-band antenna that's very short, that's very high performing. Now we know right away that seems to be an oxymoron. How can you do that? My name is Dr. Jack Nilsson, and I have a number of patents that have been paradigm shifts over the last 20 years, and this just happens to be one of my good ones. When typically you take an antenna and you reduce it in size, what happens to the bandwidth characteristics? Anybody?
They narrow.
They narrow,
And
absolutely.
also the efficiency is going down.
And the efficiency goes down, absolutely. The linear average gain, the efficiency, these kind of things. And the ability to multiband the antenna also becomes very difficult, doesn't it? So how do you do it? Think Tesla on steroids. This is why I patented this one. What I managed to do is create a 2-meter antenna, a 220 antenna, and a 440 antenna in a small 7-inch antenna for both vehicle and base station application. You can look at the patent to see how I did it. I think what's important to recognize is why it performs as well as it does. Yes, the electric field is done differently than you've seen in the past. Now, if you look at the patent, you'll think of Tesla differently. But it also utilizes the magnetic field. When we have an antenna that's operating well, how much of the energy is in the electric field? Anybody? Half of it. Where's the other energy? In the magnetic field. Now we have magnetic field antennas out there, right? Very small loops, for example. We have near field antennas that are magnetic field, and then we have electric field antennas. But what about if you're in the multi-path environment and your electric field is canceling itself out? You're in a bad spot and your reliable range is going down. So you're getting flutter and whatnot. What about utilizing the magnetic field? Well, the reason it isn't really advertised is because the typical antenna, 99-point-odd% of them, don't utilize the magnetic field well. Can it be done? Yes, it can. It has a lot to do with the geometry. Again, think Tesla. Then, but in a different way. But then one last thing, just to spark your interest a little bit, for the physics-oriented ones out here, engineering-oriented ones, which pretty much we all are. If, for example, you're in a multi-path environment and you get cancellation of the electric field, but it's in the same polarization, that's one thing. The other thing that happens in the multi-path environment is that the polarization switches its polarization. The electric field does. Well, guess what? So does the magnetic field when that occurs. So what you have to do is something different than Professor Ørsted in Denmark came up with hundreds of years ago. You've got to put the electric field in parallel with the magnetic field, which is what? Impossible, right? No, it's not. Think quarter wave alterations from electric to magnetic to electric to magnetic field. That's how and why this antenna is doing as well as it is. It's available at ham radio outlet. It just came out, Universal, having a hard time keeping it stocked on their shelves. That's really it. I use it myself and talk states away all the time. Not just when the ducting is up and whatnot. And it's all because it's using the E and the H field. Oh, it's a $99 product. Yes, questions, go ahead.
How does it look from the inside? I want to see how it looks from the inside.
I can tell you. It's at uspto.gov. Put Jack Nilsson, you'll see 15 patents. I sold some of them. What it looks like is a sheet of foil that is folded on a dielectric. So it's not like the Tesla coil that's a wire that's folded in a spiral, nor is it like the quarter wave high antennas that are published in IEEE articles that are roughly a quarter wave.
It's not a helix.
No, it's not a helix at all. No. Look it up, you'll see. It's very unique to be able to do this, and I discovered it. Well, first I theorized it, and then I discovered it. Yes, you had a question back there? This gentleman in the white shirt? No? Okay. That's it.
Let's have a hand for Dr. Nilsson.